are you here today?
I'm here today because as a woman who has also, until recently, been in between legal statuses, I want to stand up and I want to say that women are very much against those who would tell us that we don't have the right to define our bodies, that we don't have the right to define the legality of where we call home, we don't have the right to define the legality of what exists inside of our bodies. It's not okay, and the only way it stops is if we come out and we tell them otherwise.
What's different about this year's march than last year's?
That's a really great question. I would say this year there is a very clear enemy. In the past, I would say that what one looks at as a woman and the struggles faced by women is more of a kind of soft power. So it's like when someone's like, yeah, you could do that, but we won't like it, versus very clear and punitive measures. It's like the difference between your mom saying no and smacking you across the head when you do something. You have hard power, you have soft power. And I would say right now we're in a time of hard power. And it's really, really scary the way in which this administration is showing its total and utter disdain for the humanity of those that it governs.
Who is that enemy this year?
Who is that enemy? That's a really great question. I would say at this particular moment in time, that enemy is, excuse my language, all of the shitbags in Congress. It's the president. It's people that would, on the lower fringes, say that it's okay to just spew off racist, misogynist, sexist things that actually hurt other human beings.
What specific policies has President Trump passed during his administration against women and taking away power from women?
That's a really great question. I will say, number one of the main things is what we're seeing with the new Health Care Act. What they're replacing is trying to defund Planned Parenthood, which is not only takes care of reproductive rights, but also just women's health. So that would be the number one. I got number 2, 3, and 4, but I won't bother you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Why are you here today?
I'm here in solidarity with women against the Trump presidency, or regime, shall we say, against the capitalist heteropatriarchy, and a whole bunch of other things.
So, I need to report facts. So, what specific policies has our president passed against women?
What specific policies has he passed against women?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's see. If you include trans women, he's in support of various bathroom bills that would force trans people not to go to the bathroom of their choice. I believe he's also against abortion, which largely affects women. And also just the comments that he said and that kind of ideology that he perpetuates regarding violence against women, about grabbing women's body parts without consent, and all sorts of things.
Yeah. As I said, I have to report facts. So what specific policies has he passed?
What policies has he passed? Immigration. We can think of the immigration policies as well, that there are migrant women in this country, Muslim women that have been affected by the immigration ban, the first ban and now the second ban that just came out a few days ago as well. And there are women that are included in part of those movements. And so if we want to think about a real feminist movement, we have to include women from different backgrounds, migrant women, black women, who are affected by various policies. And the migration ban is a specific one that we can think of that targeted people from primarily Muslim countries. Thank you.
Thank you. He doesn't like it.
Right. But I know it's like you're saying what
Does she want to interview?
No, I don't want to interview.
You need to put the microphone on.
So you don't have to. You can decide for yourself what you think. Right now, I know you're just going with like what you got brought up to do. But people who hate women, people who hate folks of color, you don't have to be like that. You don't have to grow up like that. right now this is what you have to imitate, but you can be whatever kind of man you want to be. You don't have to be a scared little proud boy. You can grow up to be a good man.
Well, I am what I want to be.
Right now you're just a kid, you're not a man. When you get old enough to be a man, you can choose what kind of man you want to be.
You can't hear us.
And this is the type of man I want to be.
So when you grow up and you see more of the world, you can be a man and not a kid. Right now you're a kid, your dad's a kid, the Proud Boys are all little boys. You might grow up to be a real man, a good man. I hope you can.
That's right.
Proud Boys are little boys, grow up and be a man. Proud Boys are little boys, grow up and be a man. Proud Boys are little boys.